Launching the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 Huey helicopter into space is the most ludicrous thing I have yet put on this channel. It could never work, they said, and yet here we are getting ready for orbit. In my view, what could go wrong? Sure, there's no oxygen. Yes, the pressure changes are insane. You might say this is a mission doomed to failure. Or is it? Get ready for liftoff, and let's fly. And welcome to Hokkaido Spaceport for this completely sensible experiment with this Bell UH-1H Huey helicopter. How is this going to perform in space? With no pressure suit, no oxygen, or no anything else in particular at all. Let's get inside. And how do you suppose I'm going to get this Huey into space? I'm going to use the rocket services that slew mode provides. Shift Z, and up we go. Well, that was easy and fast. Let's hop inside and take slew mode off and see what happens. Alright, well, a bit of instrumentation difficulty there, and we are slewing or yawing to the left. I'll apply some right pedal, and that's cancelled out that motion. That's good. Alright, there we go. So, what is our turbine performance like in this zero oxygen environment? Well, perfectly fine. So, that's good to know. We are pitching down. Maybe I'll try some aft cyclic in this vacuum and see what happens. Let's pop outside and you can have a look at the HUD to give you a bit of a sense of what's happening here. 620,000 feet. How excellent that is. So, in an oxygen poor or oxygen depleted or oxygen negligible environment, we have absolutely no problem operating our jet turbine inside this Huey helicopter. What does that tell us about the simulator or this add-on? I'm not sure. It means that either there's oxygen everywhere or this add-on doesn't require oxygen to run its turbine. I might have guessed that in the absence of any air, in applying torque through that system there, assuming that the jet turbine can even operate in these conditions, let's just say that it can, would be spinning this aircraft out of control because the anti-torque rotor will do nothing in the absence of oxygen, or air I should say. So I thought that any torque I apply through the main rotor should actually go against the fuselage as well, and I should be spinning like absolutely crazy right now. So that doesn't appear to be the case. Oh look, we're at 380,000 feet already. We are descending. Do love how the artificial horizon there gives me an indication that we are currently diving. No kidding, artificial horizon. So we're at 300,000 feet, and that's about the Kármán barrier, I believe. That is the point at which, for an aircraft to maintain sufficient velocity to get any aerodynamic benefit from how thin the air is at this height, it would be going so fast that it would be at orbital velocity anyway. So we have passed that barrier and we are now getting into very, very, very thin air. I would imagine that would be at this kind of speed. Actually, I mean, what is our ground speed? I might need to consult with an external app for that. Yes, let's see now. Navigraph thinks that I'm doing, let's see, 1,230 knots ground speed. That's great, with an indicated airspeed of 23 knots. What does my... Oh, it actually does say 23 knots. That was very high before, suggesting that that ground is getting quite close, quite fast, isn't it? Oh, hello, where's that gone? We've entered some new aerodynamic mode. Oh, this is exciting. You never know what's going to happen on this flight. Small amount of buffeting. Oh, and we've blacked out. We have blacked out. That is something that I've not achieved in a helicopter before. Well, I think reason has been established here, and we are What are we at? We're at 30,000 feet. 40,000 feet above ground level. Super. And how likely am I to be able to sustain level flight here, I wonder? We are well past our never exceed speed of 124 knots or something. So, look at that. I'm actually able to level out. The highest helicopter flight ever was about 40,000 feet, and that required oxygen and, I imagine, a very light machine. Oh, there's our indicated airspeed coming down. So we have entered the laws of physics as I understand them, whatever that's worth. But there we go, 2,000 feet a minute declining, and descending faster, I should say, and we are also losing airspeed there. I suspect that I'm not going to be able to maintain a stable hover here, out of ground effect, because the ground is still a long way below me. Oh, and as luck would have it, there is a Japanese Self-Defense Force airfield over there. Let's see if we can make that one. Yes, a test pilot of the Llama took that machine up to 40,000 feet, I think, and found that the engine flamed out at that altitude. And so then, after breaking the helicopter altitude record, then auto-rotated safely back to Earth. Now, that's an accomplishment. Oh, I think I can actually see the field. Challenge accepted. 32,000 feet above ground level, and I think we are entering a phase of flight here that might almost be sustaining. I do have the collective at maximum pitch right now. I'm actually not entirely sure that this new Stranger Things Huey does auto-rotate, but you know what? I'm just going to take that throttle all the way down to 0, and we're going to see what happens. So that's 20,000 feet above ground level, and I would think at this point we would actually be just inside the established service ceiling of the UH-1 Huey. I feel like I might just cheat here for a moment, get that throttle back up to full, because I don't feel we're actually successfully auto-rotating there. I'm not seeing the rotor speed catch up even with that amount of airspeed on as we have right now. And here we go. We've got more or less a hover happening here. 0 airspeed. We are hovering outside of ground effect at about 18,000 feet. And I've got a little bit of collective authority left, and my torque pressure is within limits. So, we have now re-entered reality. I'm sorry. Well, let's see what this auto-rotation landing is like. The auto-rotation doesn't really work. There's no upward kind of flow through the rotor system. And oh no! Oh, ouch! Ow. Oh, that was hard, and now it's sliding like crazy. Oh dear. Well, look. I guess you might have walked away from that? Well, there we go. Wasn't that time well spent exploring the outer edges of the performance envelope with helicopters in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. What a terrible auto-rotation landing that was. Anyway, I hope you have enjoyed or got something out of this. I invite you to do your own experimentations. Fire yourself into space. Hit Shift Z, hold down the E key, go up really high, see what sort of performance limitations or extra limitations you find with your aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Have fun, catch you another time. See ya.